All right, so we're going to start by just enlivening the spine. So let's begin with just some rotations. So just start, lift this heel and turn. I'm just going to turn first. Let the arms just kind of go, just so you start to get that feeling of turning from the hip and try not to do any lean. You're just kind of going right over. Notice for a moment that if you go over and pause for a second, the more that you turn the head, the more spinal rotation you'll get. So if you turn, you'll find that you get even more out of it. Now, I can do that a little bit, and then I start to get dizzy. So you'll find me keeping my head straight ahead, and then the body turns under. So you just see what works well for you. And just letting those arms go. Good. Now we're going to do a little something in Qigong. It's called behind the back. Knocking on the door of life. Sorry, my little word got mixed up with me. And all that means is what we're going to do with the arms is we're going to be tapping on certain energy points just to warm the body up and wake it up in certain places. So you'll notice that my front arm, I have kind of an open slap, and I'm taking my forearm across right underneath my rib cage. Now my back arm, I'm going to turn, you guys keep moving. My backhand is in a fist, and I'm going to try and not bring it down lower back, but up a little and a little bit to a side of the spine. Try to see if you can get it up. These are very specific acupuncture points that we're going to be just stimulating. So you just kind of come up and tap with the other arm. Now, I got to tell you, I find this to be a brain body exercise, having a flat palm doing one thing in the front and one on the back. So if the brain is going, what? I'm not quite sure, just laugh and keep working it. All of a sudden, mine will start to hit. So just a couple more of these. How about taking some nice deep breaths through the nose into the belly? And then you might even want to exhale through the mouth. We're getting rid of all that static energy that's not moving really well. Beautiful work. All right, and then just let the arms just settle down and the body settle down and pause. So that's the beginning with some nice rotations of the spine. Now we're going to do our curls and our scoops. So I want you to just focus on this for a second without the arms. Just, you're going to have your feet about shoulder width apart with a nice bend of the knee. Okay, the knees will stay slightly bent. You're just going to curl the tail under. So just rounding the spine, curling under. So the reason I'm saying this is a lot of us tend to lean. It's not a lean, it's really about doing this. And then we're going to arch that back. Good, so when you're arching, think about lifting the chin. You're not dropping the head, you're lifting from the chin so that whole spine is arched, and you're gonna feel a stretch. Think about the front of your spine. Then tuck the tail, tuck the chin, and you're bringing like tail to chin. So you're getting a nice rounding. Beautiful. Shoulders down, Rhonda, if you can. Try not to bring those shoulders. There you go. And then arch. Isn't that funny how the shoulders want to get into the act? And we're not doing that quite yet. So you're just tucking and arching. Just getting a sense of that. The front of the spine, the back of the spine. Good. Now we're going to add the arms to it. So I'm going to have my hands and fists forward. They're facing forward. So bending the knees. I'm going to arch and bring those arms back. So think about your shoulder blades. Slide them down your back. Good. Now the arms come up. I'm going to turn so my palms face me, elbows in towards each other, and just give yourself a curl with the chin tucked. So let's go again, opening up, palms forward, arch. How about a nice big inhale? And then exhale, elbows together, curl. Feel the back of the body. Inhale up. Arch. Oh, so good. Exhale, curl. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl. So now when you add the upper body, you can really feel, when you inhale, arch, feel the front of the spine. Exhale, feel the back. So let's just do two more. Inhale up. Great one to do first thing in the morning or when you've been sitting a lot, just to open everything up. Arch, and curl. Good. And then just drop the arms. Let yourself come back to neutral. Bring the feet in just a little bit. They're going to be right about maybe shoulder and bend. We're going to do some sides now, right? So we've rotated, we've curled and scooped. Now we're going to do sides. I'm going to bring my arms up and I'm going to have like a jazz hand. Beautiful. Bend the knees here and tuck your tail. So that's a little different than some that we normally do. And then just lift one up. Good. So with this arm, think about you're lifting up. If you can say hand, I always feel it from my elbow, getting space, lifting from the rib cage, hip stays down, and then switch. So it's an up and an over. And I say it this way, keep going, stretch, feel how good that feels, keeping your knees bent and tucked. So you stay there. This is a visual. One of the things we tend to do is just lean over and collapse here. So you want to think about lifting first. It's not so much an over, it's really an up first. And now if you want a little more, come there, just lift a heel. Keep that same side up and see how that feels. If you keep the same side up, now it's a different move. Oh, good work. Maybe switch. Lift the other heel. When you lift that heel, the hip lifts. So now you get a different sensation. Beautiful. How about, I'm going to lift and switch. I'm going to go to here and then switch. Just feeling all the different ways to do it. And stretching those sides. Nice work, you guys. Okay, so let's come to center here. Grab onto one wrist, palm is to the ceiling. Bend the knees and tuck. Good. Lifting up first. The up is from here. Now that you're up, stay up, stay up, stay up as you come over. Now you can even let that hip drop to the side. Keep taking this hand and reaching. So it is that up. And then come back up to the center. Nice work. Switch. Bend the knees. Tuck under. Lift straight up and over. And over. Try not to bring your head forward. Tuck the chin so you don't have any tension on that neck. And I'm going to shift that hip over. Ooh, using that hand to stretch up, 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 up. Switch and over. Beautiful work, you guys. And last time, come on up. It's interesting how challenging this is, isn't it? It is stretching, but it is strengthening. Beautiful work. Bring it all the way up. Shake it out. Woo! Now from here, I let you shake it out because I can see a lot of people like, oh my gosh, that's killing my upper body. But now, just take those arms out. We're going to do a little bit of upper body stretch now. So again, just bring your feet, bend the knees and tuck. I'm going to have my palms really facing out, but I'm not right up at the shoulder. You can drop it a little lower. Good. And stretch out through the palm. Drop the chin. We're going to do some neck stretches from here. So you're going to drop that chin and roll the head to one side. Good. And just feel that stretch from the neck all the way down through the palm. And then we're going to do just some little forward so you can drop your chin more towards that shoulder. Hold and feel that stretch where you're feeling that. And then you can slowly lift the chin and just notice how you feel a different stretch in all these different places. Drop it down, lift it. Ooh, play with it. If you get into a place that doesn't feel good, come right out of it, obviously. Nice. And then slowly drop that head down, chin to chest, and go to the other side. Good. So you're just kind of letting that chin try to come almost to like that shoulder. And then you're going to get it right up in that one place. You might even find these, especially when you shift the head back a little bit. The stretch will really stretch and down. Beautiful. Let's bring it straight down. Drop those arms. Do a little shake. Shake it all out. Shake it out even from your hands. Isn't that wild how much you get? All right. So now we've done the rotations, the curls and scoops, the up and downs from a more narrow stance. Now we're going to go out a little bit wider with those legs. So just take your legs out a little bit wider. You can have the toes out a bit if that feels comfortable. You're going to just slide down to here. So I have straight arms. I'm just holding myself here. My tail is back. Beautiful. And I'm going to take this hand. And if yours feels better with the fingers inside, you could do it that way. I always like to have my thumbs on the inside. So you can play with that. You're going to take this hand. You're going to push that leg back to bring that shoulder forward and then look to that opposite shoulder. And this is more a hold on this. So I want a little more groin stretch. So I'm going to go a little wider and let my tail drop, but you go to wherever it's good for you. And again, with that hand, it's pressing that knee back a little bit. So you're already getting a little bit of groin opening. Once you're there, you can take a nice deep breath. Exhale. And see if you can sink just a little deeper. And then slowly make your way back to the center and go to the other side. So again, this hand is pressing that shoulder. The other shoulder pulls back because as one comes forward, another can go back, and you should feel that right in those shoulder blades, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale. And see if you can get just a little bit more out of it. I'm going to come back to the center. I'm just going to do it one more time each side. If this is too much for you, you bring it in and you just go a little bit. So each of us has to do these to our own ability. You do not need to look like me. Come back to the center, nor do you want to. You want to really feel it in your own body. Where do you need these stretches? Excellent. Coming right back to center. Push through your heels to straighten those legs. Come on up. Again, some nice shoulder rolls. Beautiful. And now we're going to do another move where your feet, you should be kind of wide. Your toes can be out. Very good. You're just holding yourself here one more time. One more time. And just, you might need to watch me for a second, but you're going to shift your weight over to one side, to the bent leg, right? So you're shifting the weight, the hips coming over. Now your upper body comes to that side after in the head. So it's like a flow. You're going to shift the hips, then the ribs and the head. So the head at the end faces the bent leg, stays there as the weight shifts, and then you shift over. So you can be up higher if this is where your strength is, or if you want a little bit more strength, you can go low, but it's the same movement. Shift. So it's hip, shoulder, head, hip, rib cage, head, up and over. And up and over. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale, exhale when you get over. As soon as you shift, inhale. And exhale over. How about one more time each side? Up and over. And up and over. Beautiful. Come into the center and just walk yourself back up. And give yourself a nice big shoulder roll. Now this next one I love. It's one that's going to really warm up again. This is going to be our curls and our scoops, but in a wider position. All right. So all I want you to do is just bring your arms up. You can grab onto here, and you're just going to keep those legs steady. This is a flat back drop. So let your hips go back. You're flat back. If you were a book, you'd just be kind of opening up in the book. Go to wherever you start to feel a stretch. And when you're there, bend the knees and curl yourself up. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up. When you get to the top, the legs are straight. You can stretch up and shift the hips back a little bit just for a nice stretch. And then you're up, right? So we're lifting using the hand and hinging over flat back. So this is a beautiful one to get a nice stretch up the back of the hamstrings. Just go to wherever you have a stretch, then bend the knees, curl, and roll yourself straight up. Inhale. Good work. Exhale over. Find the stretch, then bend the knees, curl and inhale up. And exhale on over. Let's just do a couple more. Bend the knees, inhale up. Stretch, exhale down. Good work. Bend the knees and curl, inhale up. Stretch it, and last one. Exhale down. Bend the knees and curl. Ooh, let's bring those arms up, stretch, and bring them down. Nice, give yourself some good shoulder rolls, bring those legs in, do a little shaking and a kicking. All right, so now we're gonna go into some more groin and hip openings. So before we do that though, just bring your feet about hip width apart again. I like to put my hands here low on the groin. You can have a knee bend. We're gonna do two types of circles. The first one is from the waist. So all I want you to do is you can hinge over just a little bit and then go to the side and back. I like to use the hands, right, to press down so you get some nice fascia stretching forward. So with this one, this is a waist stretch. So we're not moving the hips. The hips stay where they are. You're just moving from the waist. That takes a minute, doesn't it? To kind of like, what? The hips stay where they are? Yes. And I'm really liking this one because I'm still sore from the Monday bar class on our back side. So when you're ready, go the other way. Just feel how good that is. Make sure you're not locking the knees, at least a soft bend as you're doing this. Nice work. Now feel good. All right, now let's let those beautiful hips move. So now you can move the hips. Right, and tuck under, forward, and over. So now we'll move those beautiful hips. Get some big hip circles. Oh, yes, pressing them forward. Good work, you guys. And then the other way. Tuck under as you come forward. I find a lot of us tend to not do the tuck. We go from here right to the side. The back we're good with, but we don't push forward. So you might want to just notice if you're doing that. I needed to do a little bit more myself. All right, good work. I think was warmed up in there. Good. Now, on this next one, go ahead and you can have your feet out wide and you're going to be in a fairly wide position and you can adjust as you go. Excellent. All right, now this looks a lot like the one where we folded forward, but it's a little different. I want you to give yourself a bear claw on your hand. And those bear claws are forward. Good. And I just want you to bend those knees, drop your tail back as you drop here. So you're not hinging forward. You're dropping the tail down, almost like you're doing a squat. Good. Just feel where you start to feel that groin opening. Drop the arms. Now the palms are facing yourself. Push through the heels and come straight up. And bring those arms all the way up, palms forward. Nice work. Bend in the knees. So I'm just going to go to the side just for a visual. I think everybody's doing it though. You're going to go down. Yes, into your squat. Feel that stretch in the groin. Palms forward. Push through the heels. You're coming straight up. You're not rolling. Let's add the breath. Inhale, exhale through the mouth. Dropping it down, beautiful, and pushing it up. And lifting and drop it down. You might notice that you're starting to get a little lower with each one as you're getting that nice opening. 2 more. Take it down. Exhale. Think about thigh bones back. Push through the heels to bring yourself up. Now on this next one, give yourself a prayer hand and take it down to wherever you're going to be. Now, we all have choice here. You can just be here with your elbows on the knees. That might be all you need to get your groin stretched. You might not be down as low as I am. That's fine. If you want a little more, you can put your elbows on the insides of those knees and hang. And we're just going to be here a few seconds. This is challenging. How low can you get? But boy, you're getting a nice hip opening. Nice work. So just another breath or two. Don't hold your breath. Exhale. Woo! All right, then I'm going to put my hands back on the top, lift from the tail, hands on the top of the knees, and you can bring yourself up. Woo! Did you think you got a good hip opening? Everybody thumbs up on the hip opening? Yes, that is a really good one. Thanks. You guys look great. All right, now we're going to do some quad stretching. So now we're going to stretch here, and we're going to start with some balance. So if you need to have just something to hold on to, please feel free. But you might want to just try to do these without that and just see how it is. Visualization works. In other words, if you have your hands here, visualize that you're holding on to something. So the first one is just to get some energy moving. So you might want to just watch me for a second. I'm going to bring this up, and you can bring your opposite arm because we can do opposite hands to help. You're going to lift with a flex foot. You're going to bring it back, but it's not a straight. You're not doing this. You're bringing it forward, and then you're bending the knee with a pointed toe to here. So it's a flex and a point, a flex and a point. Opposite arm will help you stay balanced. So that's why I kind of like to start my opposite. Otherwise, I'm like, what am I doing? And then just let it go. So knee is down. You're pointing the toe in the back, flexing in front. And this is just to get some good lymph flow going on. Yes, look at that. I'm still feeling that even the top of the leg from Monday. So I'm feeling a really nice quad stretch, keeping the knee down. Yes, and again, feel free to hold on if you need to, but it's kind of nice as a good way to practice that balance. Beautiful, and then just shift. You might want to start flex, again, opposite arm, front, and then point in the back. Flex and bend and point. Good work, you guys. I told you we were going to work the brain as well as the body. Kind of like once you get there, you're good. And then you're kind of like, well, why did I have a hard time? That reminds me of hoedowns. Like when you first start, it's like, wow, what is she doing? And then all of a sudden you get it. Like, why did I have a hard time with that? Beautiful. Let's just do it one more time. Just switch sides, flex and point. Just getting some good movement in there. Good, warming it up, getting some good pumping. Going on beautiful. Now I'm going to switch one more time. Flex and back. Good. Pointed toes in the back. Flexed foot and point one more time. Good work, you guys. All right, shake it out, shake it out. Now we're going to do this. This can also be a balance where we're going to stretch out in that quad. So I'm just going to put this hand out, pretending like I'm on something. I'm going to lift, keeping the knees together if you can. Take the other hand on the top of the foot. So this is one, not everybody has that flexibility. But if you do come here, I know some of us like to have a little towel to put there. Bending that knee. Nice work. Trying to keep the knee down. And then once you're here, tuck under. So you tuck, I'm going to put my hand here, although it's the same side. You're tucking under and that knee's pressing down. So you're getting that beautiful opposing stretch there. And again, really good for balance, isn't it? And tuck the chin and just pause there. Beautiful. If you want more stretch, you can do it with both hands. Woo. And switch sides. All right, so just bringing it up first. Same side hand, if you can, grab on. Whoop, there I go. I got to straighten myself up, bend the knee, curl the tail under. Good. So the more you curl under, it lifts that hip and then you're pressing the knee down. So you're getting that, what's called dynamic unifying opposition. You heard it here first. One is pressing up and the other is down. Wow, good work, you guys. Look at that. At first it's hard for the balance and then all of a sudden everybody gets it. Yay, you. All right, shake it out, shake it out. Super good. All right, now we're going to do one more stretch that will look like, if any of you do yoga, or when we do our yin, sort of the pigeon, but we're going to do it stretch. We're going to start slow though, okay, so we can get our balance. So the first thing I want you to do, just shift your weight onto whichever leg, Flex this foot, and you're just gonna put it wherever you can on your leg, just not on the knee. You're just gonna put it here if that's comfortable. If you can get higher, if you're more comfortable, higher. I'm not, so I'm just gonna go whoop to here. And again, balance. The middle finger is your balance finger, so you can always go to here and just press that down. Nice work. Then just put it down, shift the weight, flex, come up. Nice. And let's shift and switch, flexed foot. Oh, look at you guys, up and over. Flex in here. Nice. And one more time, over and flex. And the last one for this one, over and flex. Good. Now, from here, you can put a hand on a knee and a hand on the foot, and you're just going to arch your tail to the back. So you're just going to wait till you get that stretch here. This is not about the knee. Nothing happens with the knee. This is in here. Nice. And then open, slowly shift the weight, bring it up, shift those hips back. You can put a hand on a knee and a hand on a foot just to protect those. Feel the stretch. And up and over. Now, if you can't, you don't have to use that hand. You can just come to here if you're low. Okay, this is just about stretching. So I'll go low and then come up. And if this is as far as you can go, don't worry about the hand. You're just going to shift back. It's all about feeling the stretch in the hip. How about one more time each side? I'm going to go back up. Ooh, and you just feel it. These are not holds. They're more flows, just so you know. I could be in that and just hold that for a long time, but that's not the intent of this particular one. Nice work, you guys. And shake it out. All right, I'm going to grab something to drink. We just have one more in this series. And again, this one can be a little challenging, but you'll know it because it is in T-TAP. It is the drop lunge. So to get into it, I'm going to do it this way, but if this is too challenging for you to get into it, that's fine too, with a little knee bend. I'm just going to lift this heel and turn so that you have your hips straight to the front. Now, again, take a little time to adjust for you. You want the hips straight. So if you need to, shift your weight forward into the front and bring that back leg a little more over into that hip. You adjust from the front knee. In other words, that knee should always be over the ankle. You don't want it forward. That's challenging on the knee. So you adjust with the back foot. And you want to lift the heel if you can and drop that knee straight down. Good. Now, for some of us, we don't have a lot of flexibility. Go much more narrow. Bring the back leg in closer to the front. It's fine. And then once you're there, you're dropping it down. What are we doing? We're tucking the tail and getting that amazing stretch up all the way on the hip flexor. Okay, so straighten both of them. Feel all your back ball joints and then bend them both. So you're bending the front, dropping down, and then you're bringing yourself back up and dropping it down, tucking under. Amy, your knee's coming too far forward, love. See if you can bring it back. I don't want you to have any knee issues. And if this doesn't work for you, better. Yes, better. Hopefully you'll feel that. And then straighten. Good work. That's a lot on that first one. Go ahead and put your weight on that front leg so you can come back to the center. I want to make sure nobody hurts their knees. And then we can go to the other side. So you just go ahead, get yourself in that alignment. Front knee over the ankle, adjust with the back. I'm high on my back heel and I'm straight down with a tuck. And then straighten them both. If you need to, bring your arms out to balance yourself, tucking under, straightening, good, bending, good, and straightening. How about one more time? Bending, nice, tucking under, and straighten. Good. I have some arms, but I think we're going to stop on that one for now and bring them together. Woo, good work. Let's just curl it up. Flip, we might as well do a nice jazz and roll it. Shoulder rolls. Woo, nice, you guys. All right, now just putting your feet about hip distance apart, and we're just going to start to shake. But before you do, just pause for a moment and just notice what you're feeling in your body. Just kind of do a quick body scan from your feet, lower legs on up. Nice. And now just start, the knees are bent. Just start lifting. You can lift the heels a little bit. Just start to shake. Let everything just bounce. Let your hands bounce. Whew. Inhale through the nose. Give me a nice big belly breath. Notice if your belly is tight. See if you can relax it. And then exhale through the mouth with a sigh. Let it go. Hopefully there's nobody at home going, what are you doing? Good. And then you can just stop the bouncing with the heels. Although the heel bounce, by the way, is really good for building bone. So if you have osteopenia, osteoporosis, you want to do this with that heel lift and the drop. It's that helps, strangely enough, build strong bones. But then you could just do that and just shake. And then just do some freeform shaking. Shake the shoulders, shake the hands. Keep shaking. Keep that shaking going. Oh, let the head nod. So don't stop the shaking of the head. Beautiful. And then just pause. Now just stop and notice what you might be feeling. Nice. And then this is just a really lovely way to end this class. Bring the feet together or as close as is comfortable for you. Put the webs of your thumbs together with your hands here on your belly button. Just take and drop your chin. So you're lifting from the top of the head. Relax the shoulders, relax the elbows. Now relax the feet and the ankles. And what you might find is your body wants to just kind of sway, which is exactly what we wanted to do. And you might even, I love the visualization of being just a big, beautiful tree so that my feet are down, being held by the earth. But as the wind blows, what does a tree do? It moves without any resistance, right? You're just a tree in the wind, relaxing it all. Beautiful. And then you can take your hands with a gentle press clockwise. Just make like a big circle around your belly, right around that navel. This is really good actually for digestion. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly and out through the mouth. Let go of anything that's not serving you right now. Any tension you don't need, which is all of it. And then you can just come to stillness. And thank you for joining me, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I actually did quite a bit of work today.